Hi, Brian Walters here from DC Direct. This is our Toy Fair 2020 booth, and what you're looking at right now is the DC Designer Series statue line. This line features some of the top talent at DC, kind of doing what they're best known for. This is Stanley Lau's Catwoman from a cover he did. He's a great cover artist. Really love his art style, and we're really happy we're able to capture it in 3D at this scale. This is a 1/6 scale statue. Comes out in the fall of 2020. Suggested retail price of $155. Right next door, we've got a couple statues. So every February, in times for Valentine's Day, we have a couple statue. This time it features a rather odd couple, but we've got the Joker dancing with a empty Batman cape and cowl. That's by Greg Capullo. That comes out in February of 2021. And then just down the way here, we have a beautiful Batgirl by Josh Middleton, which comes out in the spring of 2021. Really excited to capture his beautiful art style at 12 inches. It's just a really elegant piece, looks good from every angle, so look for that next year. Down below, this has been a long-running statue line for us at the 1/6 scale, but a lot of those original statues are not currently in stock, or you may not have had room to display a 1/6 scale statue, so we're reoffering these statues in a 7-inch scale, a much more approachable price point and a much more approachable size. So this is Batman Meadow by Greg Capullo. To the right, we've got Nightwing by Jim Lee. As we keep moving down, we've got Mike Mignola's Batman, Supergirl by Michael Turner, and then the classic Bruce Timm Harley Quinn. They all come out in 2020 starting this summer, so look for those. They're great if you don't have a lot of space to display statues or you just want something on your desk. So really hold up all the detail and the paint deco at that size. So excited about that line. Up top, we have the DC CoverGirl statue line. We've had some great artists on this line in the past, like Adam Hughes, Joel Jones, Stanley Lau. Now we have Frank Cho, and Frank Cho's art style is just brilliant. And he's created these 4 statues for 2020. You're looking at Batgirl. Then there's Supergirl, comes out in the spring. Harley Quinn in the summertime, and the Toy Fair reveal is Poison Ivy down here on the end. She comes out in November of 2020. And I love what Frank's done with the designs. They still feel modern, but they have a retro flair to them, and I think that really sets them apart from many of the other statues we make. So look for these statues throughout all of 2020. Down below, DC Bombshell is our best-selling statue line. Really happy it's continuing. We have a Deluxe Harley Quinn version 2. The original one was her like cruising on the bomb through the smoke. This one is her in a carnival, and she's winding up to hit the Heist Striker behind her, which is modeled after Joker. That comes out late summer. Then as you look over here, we have a couple statue in the Bombshell line. We try to include couple statues every once in a while because it's our way of getting superheroes in there when the pairing is appropriate. So Green Arrow and Black Canary are obviously a appropriate pairing. Black Canary had that rockabilly lounge singer vibe to her. Now we've got Green Arrow accompanying her. There's a lot of great detail, including the patch on the back of Green Arrow's jacket. So really excited to continue the couple statues within DC Bombshells. In addition, we've always released holiday statues. So this year, Poison Ivy, her color scheme lends herself well to a holiday statue. And in the back, you'll see she's got a stuffed animal Batman as a present. So that's a nice little Easter egg in the back of the statue. That comes out just in time for the holidays. A great gift for a Bombshell collector or fan. So look for that. Since we're a little bottlenecked here, let's go over to the Batman Black and White statues over here. Okay, here we have the 100th Batman Black and White in this statue line. It's the Batman by Todd McFarlane. It's the longest running statue line for DC Collectibles, and Todd's dynamic and elaborate statue design here really celebrates the line, I think. So that comes out this spring. We announced it at San Diego Comic-Con. We displayed all of the Batman Black and Whites, all 100, at that show. But here we have at least, we don't have as much space, but we have some of our favorites here on this second shelf. But on the top shelf, we have 101 and beyond. So some of these were previously seen, like this one, The Armored Batman by Frank Miller. That comes out in the summer. He's followed right by Jim Lee's third take on the Batman. He's done probably the most Batman Black and Whites in the line. Beyond that, we have Greg Capullo's Batmonster. So that's a very, very cool design, unique take, really stands out from the rest of them. And then we have some of our Toy Fair reveals, like the Freddie Williams statue, Freddie, the illustrator on the Batman TMNT comic book. Excited to get his art style in here. That comes out in early 2021. He's followed by a new Mike Mignola design. The original Mike Mignola statue was one of the earliest statues in the line, maybe 4th, 5th, or 6th. We reissued it a few times in a few different ways, but here we're issuing a brand new design, which we're really excited about. And then to the right, Brian Bolland. He's my segue to our next statue line. So Brian Bolland's statue comes out in November. Well, what's cool about this is we're launching a whole new line for Jokers. So the Joker Clown Prince of Crime is a sister line to Batman Black and White. And the first statue to launch in that line is the Joker by Brian Bolland. And both the Batman and the Joker will be released in the same month, which is November of 2020. But the Joker Clown Prince of Crime is a line we want to continue as long as Batman Black and White. We think it can. So many great artists and talent have illustrated the Joker, and we want to give him his own love in his own line. So that comes out in November of 2020, and then Jim Lee's Joker comes out in 2021, as well as Lee Bermejo's Joker, which comes out in spring of 2021, and you'll see the Joker base that they come on. A little dull because they're paintmasters, but in final production that'll be a much brighter purple and whatnot. So stay tuned for that. They'll have the common base just like a Batman Black and White statue does. Really excited about where we could go with this line and who we could feature. Here you're looking at the Harley Quinn Red, White, and Black line. This is Harley Quinn by Steve Pugh from the Breaking Glass novel. Really different take on Harley Quinn, so we were happy to incorporate that in this line. To the right of her, we have Harley Quinn by Amanda Conner. I think it really captures Amanda's great art style. And to the right, we have Harley Quinn by Stanley Lau. Happy to get another Stanley Lau in the Harley Quinn Red, White, and Black line in the traditional Harley outfit. And then to the right, we have our two Toy Fair reveals, which is Harley by Totino Tedesco, which was based on a cover, and it looks exactly like the cover. I don't think you can get more accurate. And then to the right, we have a Harley by J. Scott Campbell, and we're approaching 30 statues in this line, so it's a shock that it's taken us this long to get to J. Scott, but happy to get his iteration of Harley in this line in early 2021. Hey everyone, we're looking at now the DC Artist Alley premium vinyl figures. This is the Joker by Bram Peters. So we launched this line about 2 years ago, and they were, but what we're trying to do now is release figures in this revamped line that are that push the limits even further from where we started. So this is the Joker, as I said, from Bram Peters. It's just absolutely crazy design. Really excited to get him in on this line, and what we love is that we're able to invite artists that we're fans of and just let them do their takes on our characters. So this is Bram's piece. To the right, we have Catwoman by Brittany Lee. She does a paper craft art style. That illustration is all hand-cut paper. So we had to translate that into 3D form, and I really think the sculptor did a great job, Jack Matthews, painted by David Fisher. Just a really beautiful piece all the way around, and happy to get Brittany's art in this statue line. To the right even further, we have an early look, but this is Batman by Attack Peter. It's a super flat graphic, almost a stamp approach to his art prints. So again, we had to figure that out in 3D, and this is what it looks like, and it's really, really cool looking. Beyond that, we have Patrick Ballesteros. He does a junior take on some of our characters. So here you see Deathstroke with a tied-up Robin and a 25-cent slot car that looks like the Batmobile, like you might find outside of your toy store or your grocery store. I love this theme. I would love to do as many more of these as we can. But that's Patrick's take. And then all the way down, we have Batman by Zach Heffelfinger. He's an animation designer and illustrator, and we wanted his crazy style on Batman. And you can see the three Robins, Nightwing, Red Hood, obviously, holding up his cape on top as he soars through the air. So really a lot of fun. And definitely maybe the most unique one in this lineup here. But what I love is there's 5 completely different takes on our characters, and that's the point of the line, so we're really happy with how that's working out. So here you're looking at the Bat Family statue, a multi-part statue that was released all throughout 2019. So we're showing this to remind you that it came out and it might still be in stores, but to the right of it, we have the villain counterpart piece, or complement piece. So we have all the villains in this, what do we got? 6 statues here. They all come out throughout the year. Starting with Catwoman in January, and then they come out every other month after that. Deadshot in the back is the Toy Fair reveal, but it's really fun to get the villains incorporated in this multi-part style. And what we love about these characters are in a 1/12 scale. So if you're an action figure collector, they'll fit in with many of your action figure displays if you have them. But also, if you're just a fan of Catwoman and you just want to buy the Catwoman statue, she displays well on her own. You know, it works as a standalone statue. So there is that bit to it as well. So we like the versatility that these multi-parts provide. And again, they started coming out in January, then March, and onward and upward from there.
MSRP?
MSRP is $90. They're all $90 each. So to the right of that, we have one of my favorite battle statues that we've created here at DC Direct in quite a long time. So here you have the Batman versus the Batman Who Laughs and the Minions. So you can see quite the struggle that Batman's gotten himself into. But this displays well from every angle. The weightlessness that Batman Who Laughs has, that he's jumping over Batman's shoulder, the chains, the Robins coming out of the rubble, all the Batman cowls buried in the rubble of skulls. It's just a really stunning piece. All the deco, all the textural detail, sculpted by Alterton. It's just a really, really impressive statue. They're in a 9-inch scale, so if you've collected any of our battle statues that we've released over the last 15 years, this piece will fit right in scale-wise from there. And then just a sneak peek beyond the battle statue, we have a Deceased Batman statue. So Deceased is a mega hit for the publishing unit. We're going to be supporting it with a Batman statue based on the Deceased infected design. And then lastly, this is a racing statue that we released a few years ago, but it's something we want to bring back in stock, so we're releasing a second edition. It's a classic confrontation between the two characters that we've seen I don't know how many times in the comics. It was art directed by a Flash fan, so that's why he may look like he's in the lead, but you turn it from a different angle, it looks like Superman is winning as well. So that hits stores in the fall, so look for that. So you're looking at the DC Essential Deceased action figures. DC Essentials started 2 years ago with pretty much the core iterations of our character designs. But now what we're able to do is we're able to catch up to the successes that might be happening in editorial. Deceased is a big success. We wanted to support it by making action figures based on that comic book. So here you're seeing all of the infected action figures and superheroes and supervillains. We even have a few sneak peeks at some characters that we didn't have time to get painted, but we brought them to the show anyways, which is Deadshot over here in the front. You've got Nightwing in the back, Red Hood all the way back here, and then you've got Batgirl in the front here. So look for those in the future. They start coming out this summer, and then they'll roll out with a second wave in the fall. Their suggested retail price is $28. We're really happy with where Essentials is going. We're happy with the articulation. We hope you are too, and we're happy that we're able to encompass or incorporate some of the story arcs that are currently happening in the comic books. So stay tuned for more from Essentials in this format. But then if we go down to the second shelf, we have some other Essential waves that are coming out this year. So we have a wave that comes out in early spring, which features a black suit Superman from the Return of the Superman, the red symbol Nightwing from New 52, Batman Rebirth, and then a Speed Force Flash, which I don't remember the last time we did a clear cast Flash, then it really just looks great. So I'll look for those to come out in the spring. And then over to the right, every couple of years we try to put together a 6 or 7 pack of the Justice League characters, depending on how many is in the lineup, right? And this is just a great box set that's going to come out around the holidays. So if you're looking for a giftable Justice League 6-pack, this would be the way to go. So look for that this fall, just in time for the holidays. Over here we have Batman the Animated Series. So see, these are some of the figures we released throughout the 5 years or so that this line has been in production. Last year we were trying to figure out a way, how do we extend the line, because we've made action figures of so many of the characters. And what we did is we teased a couple of characters that didn't appear in the animated series or New Batman Adventures. Characters like Red Hood or Azrael or Super Armored Batman. So what we did is we reached out to editorial and Paul Dini and Alan Burnett and Ty Templeton for designs about developing, well, what happens between New Batman Adventures and Batman Beyond. And so we're trying to fill in that gap. And we're going to support it with a comic book that was just announced last week, and action figures, as you'll see to the right here, that may not have appeared in the animated series. Thank you. So there you see Red Hood up top. We're also going to be reissuing some figures. So you'll see Catwoman, because obviously the characters haven't gone anywhere, but we're reissuing them with some extra design features like cell-shaded designs and decos. So that's what you're seeing on Harley Quinn there, and Robin and Batman. But then the new figures as well. There's Azrael, and up top we have Vampire Batman. He's a Toy Fair reveal. We have Batman Who Laughs, who's a Toy Fair reveal. Over to the right, we're reissuing the Christmas with the Joker as a metallic version, which will be here just in time for the holidays. And then down below, you'll see Thomas Wayne is Batman from Flashpoint fame, as well as Tim Drake and Batgirl, and then the Talon as well. And what I have here is the very first issue of the comic book, which features artwork from Dave Johnson. I can't show you too much of it, but this is a sneak peek. That's the Dave Johnson artwork. Then there's a cover by Dan Mora, and then you'll see the comic book is going to have art by Ty Templeton. So really excited to continue this story with our help from our friends in editorial, and stay tuned for more action figures from both Essentials and Batman The Adventures Continues. So that's been the DC Direct booth here at Toy Fair 2020. Hope you like the Batman Black and Whites, the Batman The Adventures Continues, some of the deceased action figures. So stay tuned for more from all those lines in future conventions. So thanks for stopping by.